Hello everyone and welcome back to your piano lesson. If you are here for the first time, I am Gianluca Fronda, pianist, composer, piano and composition teacher. If you want to discover interesting facts about me, you can watch the introduction video of the channel. I'm leaving the link below in the description, where you will find also the link for my artistic channel in case you are interested in original music and covers. Going back to the Piano Lessons to Go channel, don't forget to subscribe and to share also with your friends if there is anybody that is interested in piano music. Let me know also about yourself when you started studying, your experience. Now time to go to our lesson. Today I want to play and explain Tarantella, the A3 piece from the Grade 2 Piano Exam Pieces ABRSM 2023-2024. Before proceeding, I want to remind you that a few days ago I published a tutorial where I explain which ones are the methods of study, the methods of practice that I suggest to all my students, and I have finally shared on my YouTube channel. I'm leaving the link in the description below. There are a few challenging things in this one. One is probably the passage starting at the beginning of the third line, and another thing is the need and use of the pedal. But regarding the pedal, I have published just a few days ago a tutorial using exactly this example, this piece, and I'm leaving the link in the description below. In this way you can study and understand how to use properly the pedal exactly regarding Tarantella, this piece. I am, as usual, going to play it first of all at the final speed, at the official speed. I will explain a few things and then I will play again slower. So this is Tarantella played at the, let's say, close to the final speed, 120. I can definitely admit that to be a grade 2 piece, if you want to play at this speed, is quite challenging. Yeah, probably maybe you will stick to a slightly slower speed, I believe about 112. Obviously, anyways, 112 or 116, it's a challenge for young students or students that don't have that much experience. Let's talk about a few technical problems. So, the first two lines are quite easy because you have to simply, the right hand has to stick to a very basic position, a small change of position crossing over. So you start with this position, then you cross over a little bit, passing the thumb to play then the A, the last note of the first line. At the end of the second line, after crossing, doing 2 for the C sharp, 4 for the E, you can end with the third. Now is here obviously a little bit of challenge because these notes, if you have to play these notes giving that kind of feeling of evenness, so to play them with consistency, it's not easy and you need a little bit of finger strength, you should do a little bit of technique, piano technique, all the things that are needed to empower the strength and to reinforce the steadiness of the passage. Anyways, after doing these, playing these broken chords, yeah, this is an A major broken chord, you simply have to reach this position. I suggest to use the second also for the left hand note, for the B flat. In this way you have the same identical finger instead of 3 as they say. You see, I have changed the finger. I suggest 2 also on the left. It's quite stable. Then you restart from where you are, from here. It's a D major broken chord, or let's say arpeggio, just in the ascending direction. Now again same situation but starting from these two notes. E flat also played by the second, F sharp by the right, 2, 1, 5 and 3, and then you end up in this way. And then obviously is here now the passage that I mentioned at the beginning that I've used to explain the pedal, how to use the pedal in cases like this, in case of 6/8 time signatures. I'm also leaving a link in the description related to the theoretical explanation about the 6/8 and the compound time signature, how they should be intended. This passage obviously will need the use of the pedal, but it's been explained in the tutorial that I've mentioned. I'm leaving the link for the tutorial in the description. Respect the fingering and it's all right. Now here you have the same identical situation that you had at the beginning. Here the melody is passing to the left. The only very complicated passage could be the one at the end. Pay attention, this is the position that you have at the beginning of the last line. You do. Now this is what you have at the beginning of the second last bar. Now you have to simply go down with the left and with the right. The right has to follow from here, has to go here, and the left from here has to go here, and then you end the piece. Even though I said that I'm leaving the link for the theoretical tutorial where I explain the time signature, please be advised, at the very beginning when you study the piece slowly, the eighth notes are the quavers. You see, this is the meaning of the time signature. 6/8, 6 quavers. They can be considered like the count, and you can do either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or twice 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When you raise the speed, and as you can understand by reading carefully the tempo indication, you should really understand that the quavers are nothing less, nothing more than subdivisions of the count. Now the count is not anymore a crotchet, but it's a dotted crotchet. This is the first count, this is the second count. We have 2 counts, each of them hiding 3 quavers, having 3 quavers inside, or a dotted crotchet, or a crotchet at a quaver. So this is the meaning. So you start at the beginning 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then at some point you can do even 1 and A, 2 and A, 1 and A, 2 and A, 1 and A, 2 and A. I repeat. Fast will be like 1 and A, 2 and A, 1 and A, 2 and A. At the beginning you will do. When you study it slowly, you do simply 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I can play it very slow for you. I will play slow at 120 per note, per quaver, and I leave the metronome on. And this is Tarantella played slowly. Few more things and then we end the tutorial. Obviously you have to be careful that you play the right hand note here, legato, and the left hand note staccato. Luckily here staccato, staccato. And there is no big problem, but it's maybe could be a little bit tricky for many of you differentiating the articulation of the right hand and the left in cases like these. Mind the dynamics. So since at the exam we don't have to respect the repeat, the second time you don't have to worry about playing piano because it's played just once. Then you carry on. Same story here. So fortissimo and then you go on. Here you might use the left pedal in case you have it. If you have In your piano you have 3 pedals. You can use the left pedal to help you lowering the sound. It's called either una corda or soft pedal. I think it's more than enough for today. If you have any question, obviously feel free to comment. Let me know if you're studying these, how you are finding it, and if you found useful any of my explanations, and also the performances. If it's the first time you're landing on my channel, thanks to this video, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. All the best.